What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Tony's Picks Look Ahead show here with Vegas Al, yours truly. We will get into today a lot of look ahead action here for Monday. We got the Monday Night Football to get ahead of, and NBA, obviously, college basketball, NHL, basically a whole bunch of sports here tomorrow to get ahead of. Line movements, injury reports, all of that right here. Like and subscribe on our mission here to 100,000 subscribers. Every like helps. All right, guys. Tonight, it was just, I've been putting one play a day in since about Wednesday. I've been winning since about Wednesday. Today was the first day we lost, finally. The Patriots, it is what it is. We were up at half, felt good about the game. Still think, both teams will probably wind up seeing each other again here in the future. But yeah, it is what it is. We take our L, we move on to next week or on to today. But let's get into this NFL Monday Nighter here. We have Dolphins, Steelers in this one. Great game we have here. Dolphins have been playing some really good football last month or so. 4 straight wins. Defense only allowing 13 points per game. Tua, last week actually looked pretty well against the Jets. 34 points this team put up. I don't know. I think Tua here in the weather is always people make a big deal about it. I think he, with the weapons he got and against the Steelers defense that hasn't looked great, they will be missing TJ Watt. I think that's a big loss here that they need, to get after the quarterback. Just not in love with this defense. I actually think they could pick apart Jalen Ramsey, a corner here. Big-time superstar, obviously. Used to play for the Dolphins. I think McDaniel knows a little bit about Ramsey, what routes he likes to bite on, etc. They might set him up for something. Plenty of weapons for Tua to work with. Obviously, A-Chain out of the backfield as well. He's been toting the rock well this year. I think the Dolphins are playing hard football for McDaniel, trying to save his job. Tomlin, 50-50 football. Aaron Rodgers has not looked good. In the last 6 weeks, only one pass over 20 yards. This is through the air, at least, not counting any, screen passes or bubble screens. Just in the air completions of 20 yards or more. There's only been one in the last 6 weeks out of Aaron Rodgers. Late in the year, we know, aging quarterback like this, I don't want to go to the Steelers here and an offense that I just can't trust. Could this one be a shootout? Sure. Either way, I think the Dolphins have the better weapons. Give me the Dolphins here +3. I don't think it will be a shootout. I think I could actually see an under. I think the Dolphins defense shows up. I even think the Steelers defense shows up. But I like the Dolphins to win this game, actually. So I don't mind taking +3. Yeah, you can even go plus 150 money line. All right. We got Pistons and Celtics here. We're going to get into some NBA action. Like and subscribe there. Post something in the chat. Let me know what you guys are on. All right, here, NBA action, Pistons and Celtics. This one here taking place in the Garden. No really any injuries here. Just Ron Harper Jr. Game time for the Celtics. And Isaac Jones for the Pistons game time decision. But it's been a season split here of 1-1. I kind of remember that Cup game there. I was actually on the Celtics in that Cup game. I don't know. I think the Pistons are live to win this one outright. I still think they're probably the deeper and better team. If this was a playoff series, I'd be on the Pistons. Just, the Celtics are still adjusting to an Anthony Simmons in the fold of things, and obviously he's playing without a Tatum. Almost 20 games now, 25 games into the season. Still having to I'm not a big fan of this Celtic squad. I think they lost some front court pieces as well, and Horford and Porzingis to not still be there. They've found some young guys to come in, don't get me wrong. But I think the Pistons are the deeper team. And a little bit of revenge after the last Cup loss. I like the Pistons to be live in this one. But the thing is, Cunningham's scored 40-something points in that last meeting. He's going to need to get something out of a Duncan Robinson, a Jalen Duran, one of these guys are going to have to – he doesn't need to score 40 points every night. He's going to have to score 25 to 28. Somebody else is going to have to be that guy. Could it be an Ausar Thompson? We'll get into what I think his brother can do. But anyways, I like the Pistons here in this one against the Celtics. Should be a great game as well. Two fun games right off the bat here in this Monday Nighter and then this NBA game. Plenty of great action on Monday. All right, we got Raptors and Heat in this one. Get to the injury report. This one here in Miami. What do you got it here? Jamison Battle, game time decision. AJ Lawson, game time decision for Toronto. RJ Barrett still out. And then for the Heat, we got Kasparas Jukasonis here, game time decision. Larson and just Larson out. So at the end of the day, we know these teams want to get up and down and run. Plenty of young Bulls, even a Brandon Ingram who's become a veteran sort of on this team, the new acquisition. I keep calling him a great new acquisition because he has been leading the team in scoring. Obviously, Scotty Barnes. Emmanuel Quickley keeps taking steps forward. I like this Raptors squad, but I think an over is also in play in this one. A battle with does the Raptors have enough, though? It's a tough game. I like the Raptors, though. This is a team I've been backing year in, year out, and to get 5.5 points, don't mind anybody looking there. But I have to give a prop out on the Miami Heat side. So 21.5 points over is minus 112 for Tyler Hero. Tyler Hero over 21.5 points. Now, 16 straight games he's done this. This is dating back to last year. Obviously, he's only played 6 games this year. But I think he can get over the 21.5 at the minus 112 price. 25 points, I believe, was plus 150. Just Tyler Hero scoring. Norman Powell, don't get me wrong, he's averaging 25 points a night. I think that both of them could get over 20. That's, this one, the 237 total, do not mind looking at the over. We know the Heat want to get up and down and run. These teams both could get in the 120s. Absolute great game we got here as well. The pick, though, prop-wise that I'm giving in this, Tyler Hero over 20-plus points. Now that's parlay piece because I'm seeing minus 200, but then at 21.5, it's the minus 112 price. A little funky. My book has it that way. I'm probably going to get up to 22 really soon. Get on the over Tyler Hero points as soon as possible. Again, 16 straight games. To break this down, just to let you know kind of what he's done here. So Shai Gilgeous, they announced this in the game the other night, guys. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is 92 straight games with 20-plus points, right? That's the current active streak guy. And who's second is Tyler Hero with 16 in a row. I'm like, okay, he can keep that going for sure. Get ready to get off of it, though. Let me put it that way. Get ready to get off of Tyler Hero over 20 points. But we're going to go to it tomorrow night because of this matchup that I feel like is going to be a 125 to 123 type game here. A great overfest here, Raptors and Heat. Get off of that one. We'll get on to the next here, Mavericks and Jazz. This one here, tough one to want to handicap here. Obviously, the injury reports are always a mess on both sides. Let's get into that first. What we got here, Gafford, Davis will be game times, and then D'Angelo Russell out. For the Jazz, Nurkic out, Niang out. That's about it for the Jazz. Jazz a little bit healthier. Might be a chance for a Lauri Markkanen double-double that we've been chasing, always getting the plus money with it. So, I don't know. Let's see have he's – because I laid off at the last couple – no, he still hasn't gotten it. It's 26-9, 18-9, 38, 28-9, 8, 18-8. Just refuses to get the double-digit rebounds, Lauri Markkanen. No Nurkic in the lineup. There's been a couple times we've gotten hosed thinking that Nurkic wasn't going to play. So, there's one less big equals, possibly some more power forward play out of Markkanen, meaning more rebounds. And, of course, a Filipowski comes in and even a Kevin Love comes in, and then Nurkic winds up playing. 1 second, guys. 1 second. And then Nurkic winds up playing. 1 second. And screws us because all the rebounds wind up going, getting dispersed elsewhere. That might be how it just plays out. The guy may never get a double-digit rebound game, marking it. It's starting to piss me off, but that's live. And then another interesting matchup. This one, again, over. I'm not going to even give you guys a side in this one. I can't. I can argue both cases. I do think the Jazz, gun to my head, it'd be Jazz. All right, I gave you guys a side. I just still think they have the better pieces right now, the younger pieces that are willing to get up and down and run a little bit more. Can Klay Thompson and somebody like that get hot from three? Yeah, maybe. But the matchup here that's interesting is actually the two rookies here, Ace Bailey and Cooper Flagg. The prop pick in this one is also probably a Lauri Markkanen double. I have to keep going after this plus 400, plus whatever it is. It's always – I've laid off the past like 3 maybe 2 games because I lost 2 in a row. It would have been 4 in a row type stuff, Ace Bailey. This matchup here against Cooper Flagg props are live. I think both of these kids go at it. Fun game here. A very fun Monday slate we have. Wasn't the greatest of slates this past weekend. We have a great slate on Monday, guys. Before we get into this Rockets-Nuggets game, like and subscribe, guys. Post something in the chat. Let me know what you guys are on. Let's get into this, man. Rockets and Nuggets. This one here, a rematch earlier this year. Nuggets got it done 112-109. I could argue probably a little bit deeper of a team. You guys know how I feel about the Nuggets. Been riding them all year long, but I'm not going to them here. I think the Rockets are live to get this revenge spot win. They've been playing bad, a 4-game skid. Meanwhile, Denver's on a 4-game winning streak, yet this line's at a pick 'em. I think they know Kevin Durant and Amen Thompson and, Reed Shepherd scored 27 points in this game last time out and plenty of other pieces. Obviously, they match up well with Jokic with the front court size that they have in a Sengun and a Clint Capella. Obviously, Steven Adams can throw many bodies here with Jokic and bang around and also obviously go at him and try to get him in foul trouble as well. Rockets match up well with them. Again, lost by 3, only first time out. That was at home in Houston. They are on the road now in elevation against Denver. But I'm on the Rockets here. I think the Rockets get this done. Money line, it's plus 1.5 on the spread. Whatever you guys want. I like the Rockets, though, in that one. Kevin Durant props, always live. Jokic not live tomorrow night. Sorry. All right, we got Grizzlies. Clippers. This one here, Grizzlies got done last time out. That was I think a 9-point win. This young team, man, it's been a slew of new young cats because it's always this one here. Another injury report that's ugly for the Grizzlies. Brandon Clark game time. Javon Small, Conchar, Edey, and Ty Jerome all will be out for extended periods of time. Now for the Clippers, Harden's a game time. Batum, Derek Jones is out. What's going on with Harden? Harden is questionable, dealing with left calf contusion. He got a little bruise on his calf, and he's probably not going to want to play. I don't know who they got next to. That's what it was. That they play the Thunder next, the Clippers. That's a huge red flag to me. I know Thunder just lost. We were on the Spurs, by the way. That was our Saturday best bet. Again, we've been going 1 play a day, guys, and Saturday the only play was Spurs. Should have money lined it, but it is what it is. Anyways, back to these Clippers because what I'm worried about is the look ahead to the Thunder. That's on Thursday. Huge spot. They're playing in OKC. It's the Super Bowl when you're playing them at this point, especially with the record they pulled off. Yes, I know the Spurs just got them, but the Clippers are going to want to get them here too. They don't care about playing this young team with a Cam Spencer. I think Morant is going to play. You get me. These young kids, a Jalen Wells, a Cedric Coward, Triple J, Jaren Jackson Jr.'s props have been dead this year. I noticed after about 2 or 3 games, I was like, okay, they've been putting his prop at 19.5, 20.5, yet he's averaging 17, and there's nights he doesn't even get double digits. It's a different man every night with this Grizzlies squad. They're kind of deep, actually. This young Grizzlies squad is kind of deep. Can you take them serious? 11-14 isn't bad. I mean, they can get on a run at any given point. When you're young and dumb enough to think anything's possible, I'll take the Grizzlies plus the 3. They beat the Clippers again. Again, I don't even think the Clippers care about this one. 6-19 out the gate. They're trying to just get a little insane upset over this Thunder. Grizzlies plus 3 here. We're on to some college hoops. Now we have an ugly slate of college hoops. I was just talking super high on the NBA, super high on obviously this Monday nighter. We'll zip through this college hoop slate because it's not a pretty one. First game that we'll get into is a Gardner-Webb and Wofford. Boy, oh boy. Gardner-Webb 1-11 out the gate. Just getting blown out by teams. Let me read you some of the recent scores here. What is it? They played a tight game there with Georgia Southern. They got blown out by Queens. There's actually no shame in a blowout to Queens, but UNC Wilmington, Navy blew them out. DePaul blew them out. Obviously, Clemson and Minnesota out the gate. No shame in those, but 1-11. I just is struggling to get there with Wofford. And then I even look last year because there's a couple of returning players on both of these teams here, Gardner-Webb and Wofford. Even in the transfer portal era, there's a couple of returners on both of these sides. Wofford won the game last year by about 20 points. So I think Wofford's live here, minus 10.5, where I would look. Am I rushing to lay 10 points with the Wofford on a Monday night when there's all this other action? No, but that's where I'm at. We got East Texas A&M plus 4 against Southeast Louisiana. Again, this is the slate we're having to deal with, guys. We're going to zip through these. East Texas A&M, what do you call it? They're another school that's just kind of mid, let's just put it this way, getting blown out. McNeese just blew them out, but McNeese is a powerhouse. We'll get into McNeese in a second. Played a tight one with UConn. I don't think UConn cared. Again, not impressed at all with East Texas A&M. Southeast Louisiana, they did fight tooth and nail with Houston Christian, who we'll get into again with that McNeese matchup. A little bit of a scrappier squad. The loss to Northwestern State's ugly. This team struggles scoring. They're only scoring 65 points a game. Play at a very slow pace. East Texas A&M is not that much better. Offensively, shooting-wise, whole 9 yards. I can actually see this game going under the 138.5. Again, not rushing to bet this one. But that's where I'm at, under 138 in this one. Can't get behind seeing much offense there. We got Niagara, VCU, and this one's starting to fly. Minus 32 VCU is what I'm seeing. This one, the total as well, is actually going towards the over 143 I'm seeing now. But the thing about this one is VCU 82-51. That's the final score. And what's that? 82-51. You're looking at 133. That's the type of score I see in this game. Niagara, first off, is just not a Niagara of the past because I've made money on Niagara in the last couple seasons. But 2-8 is where they are. 2-8 to start out the gate. VCU fraudulent as all can be. I remember giving out VCU and telling you guys, man, I was thinking about New Mexico, but when I did some digging into New Mexico, I didn't like the roster. Whole 9 yards. VCU a little bit better shooting at it. They lose outright as a 9-point favorite. VCU is very, very fraudulent. I will be on very, very high alert with them. Now, they're about to go on a run because the schedule that they have coming up is pretty easy. Like, they got a Niagara right here, 30-point favorites. I can only look VCU's way. Again, Niagara, they're 47 points against a St. Peter's. They're averaging only 61 points per game offensively, Niagara. I can only look at the under, honestly, because 81-59, what's that get us there? That gets us to 140, right? Look, 141.5. 143 is where the total's at right now. This thing's only skyrocketing. So tell all your friends to bet the over and then just go in and bang this under. That's how I feel about Niagara. VCU. VCU's not even that great of an offense. Obviously, they're scoring 83 points a game, and they might get off here against a Niagara team, but we just saw how fraudulent they are against New Mexico. I won't be touching anything with VCU. I like the under if I had to bet that game. We got North Alabama, Alabama A&M. A&M here has some Grambling kids there that they went to the NCAA tournament last year. A couple of these kids, I think 4 of them there on this Alabama A&M squad. A lot of hype behind them. What got me on the other side of the North Alabama to get to North Alabama was just simply the shooting and the fact that a little bit more continuity on this roster. Not in love with this game either. There was something else that I was seeing. It was the shooting and then just some of the recent wins out of North Alabama. A win over San Francisco was, that's solid for the level of Northern Alabama, where they're at. To beat a San Francisco University is not bad. And then Jacksonville State's not bad. The ugly loss is the UT's Chattanooga, who's just terrible. One of the worst teams in all of college basketball. Like literally a bottom 300 metric team, maybe a bottom 250 metric team. That's the only red flag with me. But then A&M has a lot of hype, but just really not impressed with what was seeing. The Arkansas Baptist is some Christian or Baptist school here out of D2 in Arkansas, and they only win by 8 points, blown out by Lipscomb. Not going to count Tennessee State. I don't care. Coastal Carolina lose. Clemson get blown out. Not impressed with the Lindenwood and Charleston Southern wins. Blown out by Indiana, right? Northern Alabama, is just, has hung in with a Clemson they lost by 20. The UT Chattanooga loss was what I didn't like. I'm struggling to get to this one. Do I know everything about these teams? Absolutely not. I know this Bashis kid here from, what was it, last year? But he's one of the returners here. Again, the shooting on both of these sides is dreadful. But again, North Alabama probably has a little bit of the better scoring. Get on with this one because it's ugly. North Alabama, that's where I'm at. Forget the Grambling. It's basically Grambling in North Alabama. All right, we got McNeese, Houston Christian. I wanted to get on McNeese. At first glance, I was on McNeese. They paid us there against Northwestern State. We called that minus 19 or something. It was late. Obviously, the spread's kind of big here, but this was a tight game last year. Houston Christian, on the other hand, look at what they've been doing recently. Again, Southeastern Louisiana losses. Not a good one, but it was, overtime at least. They fought tooth and nail. They beat New Orleans. That's actually not that bad of a win. Lose by 2 to North Texas at North Texas. Not bad. The Georgia Southern game's ugly. There was another one that was Citadel, UC San Diego. There's a little bit of fight in this Houston Christian team. They're not going to go out. They're not. It was the North Texas game, really. North Texas is not as good as normal, like a last year's squad. That's what I've noticed out the gate as well. But I don't know. I think it's one of these spots because a McNeese is going to dominate this conference. But look who McNeese has next Monday. Not even. They get 2 weeks off. Excuse me. They get the 29th is the next time they play after this. So, they might want to have a good showing. They just had a good showing against East Texas A&M, blew them out. I don't think they blow out Houston Christian. I think Houston Christian can keep in with this 12.5. McNeese has Michigan in 2 weeks, I don't think that's too big of a deal. I think they are focused on Houston Christian, so it's not like a look ahead or anything. I don't know. It's just a lot of points, and Houston, the North Texas game is what's getting me on them. 31%. This kid here, Johnson, the Trent Johnson, 40% from three. Elijah Brooks, a 6'3" point guard, 15 points a game. Dreadful from the free throw line is Houston Christian, 63%, compared to almost 80% from McNeese is the worrisome thing here. Battling, not in love with it, plus 12.5. Giving you guys my picks here, not in love with it. Feel a little bit better about this one. TCU obviously had the big win there against Florida. We know a little bit about this TCU squad. I thought that was more Florida being Florida at the end of the day. But Incarnate Word, when you were looking into them, they beat a McNeese. Lose to New Orleans by 1. No shame. That was in New Orleans, right? Lose to High Point. No shame. Lose to Indiana by 8. No shame. Like, they've, showed up a little bit. This Incarnate Ward team. You're catching 18 points. You might even, because it's at 17 when I typed it, right? But this thing's at 18 now. TCU they beat North Texas by 10 last time out in a 65-55 game, slow pace type game. And, Incarnate Ward, if needed to be, could turn this into a slow pace game. That would only help the plus 18. Struggled there against Notre Dame and lost. TCU lost to New Orleans opening night. Common opponent there. What do you want, man? Yeah, I want Incarnate Ward plus 17.5, man. This could be even a crazy money line if you want to get crazy wicked with it. I love Incarnate Ward tomorrow against TCU. Now, they are having to go on the road and travel, but again, this team has been live all year. To get 18 points with them, I think, I could take the plus 18, definitely sprinkle on a money line. We got Wyoming here versus South Dakota State, final college basketball game of the night that we will break down. What do you call here? Yes, Wyoming, South Dakota State. Excuse me, guys. Wyoming, the 4.5-point favorites, 8-2 out the gate. Beat a South Dakota last time out by 25 points. They're scoring 106, 93. They've played with it by 4 to Texas Tech. I don't know. I kind of like this Wyoming squad as of late. Starting to find a little bit of, what they got this Leland Walker kid to transfer in. It was FAU, this kid? It was FAU, I thought. Yeah, FAU is where I remember this Leland Walker kid. He's been playing well for Wyoming. I don't know. South Dakota State, Big Sky school. You would normally think, overs, because this conference loves to get up and down and run. But they're not doing that themselves. They 65 points they give up per game, and then only scoring 73 points per game. So, not scoring at this abnormal rate. When you look at a Wyoming scoring 88 points per game, they could turn this into a Big Sky track meet over 151.5. But I think Wyoming gets up and never looks back, and South Dakota State can't keep up. Give me Wyoming here, minus 4.5 to end our night in college basketball. But now we got some hockey. We're going to skate on over to the ice. We got tons of good action on hockey as well. Great slate, like I said, on Monday. Like and subscribe. Post something in the chat. Let's check on the chat here before we get into this hockey here. All right, we got Sonny in here. Welcome back, Sonny. Good to see you. Michigan trailed all game yesterday. Finally got up 20. Yep. The Michigan minus 18.5. Yes. I got to stop with these 5-teamers. It's fine. Just let's say you're betting $100 a game, 100 on all 5 games, right? Maybe $10 on your parlay type stuff. Most of it should be straight betting. You know this, though. I've been having trouble finding you and don't know why my phone is not alerting me anymore. Hey, man, it is what it is. 9 p.m. on the West Coast, 12 p.m. at midnight on the East Coast. I will be on Monday through Friday and then on Sunday through Friday, really. And then we got a new name in the chat here. I think it's Ashley. I'm going to go with Ashley. What's up, Ashley? Good to see you here. Let's go. Let's start making some money here. Oh, wait, there was one I missed here. We got a, oh my gosh, Koshai Dash Space. I'm going to come up with a nickname for you. We're going to go with CDS. We'll go with CDS. Dolphins +3 is a go, but Tomlin is fight for his life also, especially if the Steelers line keeps dropping, might drop below 150. Yeah, I mean, you make a case there. I just know Tomlin is Mr. 50-50, what do you call it? Mediocre play calling, safe play calling, scared to open up anything, run the ball and be conservative, especially if he has a lead. I don't know. I don't like Tomlin as a coach, if I'm being honest. That's just how I've been feeling. I don't think he also hasn't had a great quarterback in quite some time. I can't think of a quarterback that they've had since Big Ben's left that I've been like, okay, Steelers are going to do something. So not all of it's on him too. They got to get better quarterback play, and that's why I'm on the Dolphins there. Let's get on though to this NHL. Again, like and subscribe. Almost through this video. We got about 4 or 5 hockey games to get through. We got Panthers Lightning here. Let me read some of the notes I have on this one. But Tampa was 2-8 last 10 games at home here versus Florida. Obviously, Florida's been dominant, back-to-back champs. So Tampa the last 2 seasons, and this year they actually did win this year, 3-1 in the first meeting of the season here against these 2 teams. But Tampa's 2-8 though, last 10 versus Florida at home. And then the total 5 out of the last 7 in this matchup has gone over. In this Tampa Bay Lightning and Florida Panther matchup here. Lightning 2-5 in their last 7 games played. Florida in the better form a little bit, 4-3 in their last 7 games. It's a tough game, but I'm going to go with the plus money, Panthers. Rough travel spot. They have not been playing great. I'd actually even argue the Lightning have been playing slightly better. They even, have the outright win earlier this year. I'm not done with these Panthers. I'll take plus 120 price on them. On to the next game. We got Ducks and Rangers here. This one I have tons of insane stats here. Ducks 0-10 on the road in their last 10 games against New York. On the road in New York, last 10, they're 0-10. That's saying something. 5 out of the last 6 games against Anaheim has gone over for the Rangers. But 5 out of the last – I'm sorry. I read that wrong, guys. It's been 5 out of the last 6 games total just for Anaheim has gone over. So they've been trending towards the over recently. But then 5 out of the last 7 for New York has been going under. So they've been playing under-type games. These Rangers play that defensive type of hockey. They're my team as well, all New York teams. They've been getting it done a little bit, playing slightly. It's 50-50. It's 50-50 Ranger hockey. We're going to have to really, really fight tooth and nail if we want to even smell the playoffs. But I think we actually get a win here, and I think we dictate this game. And, again, we're an under team. Ducks haven't been playing well offensively. Their last game, I believe they got shut out. Long road trip here for them. Ducks here last game was a 4-1 loss to the Devils, a 5-2 loss to the Islanders. They've been on the East Coast for a good about a week, almost 2 weeks now, since the 9th, 5 days. My eyes are all jacked up. But, yeah, I can make plenty of cases that, Ducks been on the East Coast for about a week. Rangers play chippy, gritty hockey, defensive style hockey, lean on these 2 great goalkeepers that we have. Rangers minus 140, under 6.5 if you want to 2-team this, because I love this to be a chippy 3-1, 4-1 even gets us there. I don't know if Rangers score 4 goals. That's the thing. Give me Rangers and under, though. I love that. Love that. 2-team it. All right, we got Senators, Jets here in this next one. Ottawa's 1-4 in their last 5 and 1-6 in their last 7 games against Winnipeg. So losing recently, and then they lose against Winnipeg, who Winnipeg's not the same team. The goalkeeper's still out, Hellebuck, and just not in love with what I've seen out of the Jets recently. Haven't been playing well, but neither have the Senators. I'll take the Jets, who probably are still the better team. Give me the Jets here at basically a minus 130 prices. I'll take it. All right, we got Kings and Stars here almost through this hockey. Stars, one of the teams I've been really backing and believing in. Essentially 21-12 this year. If you add the shootout losses in, 21, 7-5, 21-12. Impressive. Obviously, we know LA plays great on the road, but we faded that against the Kraken, and we're not scared to fade it here, obviously, with a much better team in the Stars. Again, great goalkeeping. They're getting 2 goalkeepers over the 90% save percentage here with Dallas. I don't know. I like Dallas a lot in this spot. Just fresh off the 4-0 loss to the Panthers as well. Bounce back, beat down spot. Give me Stars, minus 140, under 5.5 here in this one. You don't have to touch the under 5.5. I just don't think LA scores much. They have, what was it when I was looking at it? The Kings here. 1 second. They got 2 guys. It was a couple of days ago when I was looking at it. They barely had any guys with the 20 points. I always try to look at that. There's certain benchmarks. Once you get through a certain part of the year, it's 20 points. Then it's already 40 points. How many guys? And you start knowing the type of offense that these teams have. And, the Kings aren't the greatest team here. 2.6 goals to Dallas's 3.2. I know it only sounds like 0.6 goals. Trust me, that's a lot. Significantly at a disadvantage when it comes to offensive goal scoring. Give me the Stars, flat out, minus 140 and under 5.5. Hopefully they don't go 7-0 here, but I like the Stars. Take that under 5.5. I don't know why that's there. I think that's a typo, honestly. All right, we got Predators and Blues. This one is a tricky line. Like, what is Vegas telling us here? Because 7-2 last time these two teams played, Predators dominated them. Predators are probably the better team. We saw them just upset the Avalanche. I don't know what's up with this line. It's so funky, but I'm going to trust it. And here's the scariest stat of them all. All right. The last 12 times the Blues have been favored at home, they're 1-11. And that one win they just got. So they're essentially, you take that one win out that they just got, like I think it was a couple days ago, they're essentially 0-11 at home as a favorite, the Blues. Yet they're favored still. Are they trying to bait us? Oh, they're trying to bait us to bet on a bad hockey team. That's how I feel. But I'm on the Blues here. I'm on the Blues. I'll trust the line. I think plenty of people try to be sharp with the Predators. It makes sense. We'll go Blues. All right. We got soccer picks here for you guys. We're at the end of the show. Soccer got roughed up the other day. It was a Friday night. Free picks were not great. Saturdays, I didn't do a show Saturday, but Saturday was lit. It was squares all heck, though. So that's sometimes how we got to keep it. Today as well, we went Man City and Real Madrid, square. Two-teamed it. That is what it is. We can find the spots. I would be on a little couple square action there. Man United, AS Roma. Another one I was looking at was Rayo, plus 160. Not in love with it. Again, not the greatest soccer slate. Love the NBA. Love the Monday Nighter. And we can find a college basketball, and we can find a hockey there tomorrow. Pretty solid slates. Here's the two-teamer, though, I have for you guys at the end of the show, and then I'll get into these comments. This one's plus 450 money lines here. A little Florida action. Dolphins on the money line. Those Florida Panthers on the money line against the Lightning, and they get revenge this season. So I like that two-teamer. A little Florida action there. And then let's get into the comments here. Read up what some of you guys are thinking. Oh, boy. We got a lot. Okay, so we start off with Ashley. We still got Sonny up in here. He says, Steelers fan here. Tomlin needs to go. Like you said, they're afraid to play with lead. Can't trust them all. Yeah, plain and simple. And the defense is so overpaid, man. Oof. They just a slap in the face what that defense has done. A slap in the face. Most overpaid, overrated defense. TJ Watt's not even playing. I'm on the Dolphins. Let's go. First Flicks. Shout out First Flicks. He's on the Ducks money line, though. He's faded me. Rangers W last game at home. I'm on the Rangers, but okay, that's fine. I like the under in that. We already discussed why. Right. Sonny here. Don't forget that is like 320 or something. Crazy in the cold. Steelers will cover, I believe. So Sonny's against me, though, on the Dolphins. He says Tua is like 3-20 in cold. For that reason, the Steelers should cover. And, Sonny, the reason is I'm on the Dolphins is everybody's hook, nail, and sinker on that's the reason why the Steelers are going to cover. Simply just because Tua's bad against the cold or bad in the cold. That's the only reason. The defense the Steelers have been playing is not as good as how the Dolphins have been playing. The weapons, outside of maybe DK Metcalf, I don't mind Jaylen Warren either. But all the other weapons, Waddle, obviously A-Chain in the backfield. Darren Waller as a tight end is going to probably have a big game here. You, as a Steelers fan, Sonny, let me know if you like that defense. Let me know what you think about the Steelers defense. All right, he got Rangers just haven't been winning in the Garden. No, I know. Rangers have been screwing me all year. This is a spot. Lean Senators just openly faded me. Nothing mad at it. Just not in love with the Senators, man. Jets find a way to get that one done. Again, 1-5 in their last 6 meetings against the Jets. So is all of that because the goalkeeper? I don't know. Too bad plus money. No, I get that. Nothing wrong with that. Hey, at least we're on the Stars together. Stars, Moneyline, Kings on to end back-to-back. Yeah, exactly. We'll go Stars there. I guess I was off. He's 0-7. That's not good. That's not a good number. So, hey, I get what you're saying. 2 is bad in the cold. How was it last week in New York, though? It wasn't too bad, 34-10. Blues suck. Exactly. Blues suck. What a tricky line that game is. I gave out Blues minus 125. I feel like the public sentiment is Blues suck. Let's take the plus money. And they're going to know that 1-11 stat at home as a favorite. I'll take the Blues. It starts going the other way eventually. They're not just going to be 1-13, 1-14, 1-15, 1-16. Like, come on. We'll see if I'm right tomorrow. Tua did that against the Jets. Yeah, I mean, the Jets aren't the greatest team, but, the Dolphins, yes, have a little momentum. So, come on, 4 straight wins. I don't love the Senators, but I have to attack the plus money. Nothing wrong with that. I can probably find plus money with the Jets -1. So, but anyways, guys, it was a fun one. Thank you very much, everybody here in the chat tuning in. What do you got here? It was First Flick, Sonny. Shout out Sonny. CDS, that's the nickname for you. It was Koshai Dash Space. If I'm saying that wrong, it's CDS then. 1 second. There was more people in the chat. Like and subscribe as well. Like and subscribe. But yes, every night, 9 p.m. on the West Coast, 12 p.m. on the East Coast, we will give you all the look-ahead lines, all of the injury reports, and get ahead of this action. So check out what we have on the site. It's been a little bit like 3-1 the last 4 days. Check the link in the description. That'll take you to our site where you can grab our best picks. Check out all of our content on the site as well. Use the 2-for-1 capper promotion. Use 2 of us to your advantage there for the price of 1. And also use the Tony T discount to get the 15% off. And best of luck to everybody out there. Let's make tomorrow a winning day. Peace.